The message reached Earth on a Tuesday. Humanity had been part of the Galactic Council for barely 2 decades when the ultimatum arrived. Surrender 90% of Earth's water resources or face immediate expulsion from galactic society. Admiral Thomas Reed stared at the holographic projection, his weathered face illuminated by its blue glow. The council representatives, tall, gray-skinned beings with elongated limbs, stood impassively as they delivered their decree. "This is absurd," Reed said. "Our oceans are our lifeblood. We cannot survive without them." The lead council member, who called himself Vorn, tilted his head. "Your species consumes far more than your allocated share of resources. The decision has been made. You have 7 standard rotations to comply." When the transmission ended, Reed turned to face the gathered leaders of Earth's United Defense Force. "They're not negotiating," he said. "They never intended to." General Maria Hall, her dark hair streaked with silver, stepped forward. "It was always going to come to this, Thomas. We've known since we discovered their classified archives." The room fell silent. 3 years earlier, a human intelligence team had uncovered the Council's true history, a pattern repeated across 27 civilizations. First contact, then integration, followed by resource extraction, and finally, abandonment of the depleted world. Earth was simply the latest target. "Prepare the Phoenix Protocol," Reed ordered. "We have work to do." The Council had never faced resistance. In their 50,000 years of expansion, no species had ever fought back effectively. They had forgotten what it meant to face an adversary who had spent most of its evolutionary history fighting itself. Humanity had joined the galactic community with open arms, but had never abandoned its capacity for war. While publicly embracing peace, Earth's governments had quietly continued developing weapons that could function beyond the reach of Council detection. Reed watched from the command deck as the first wave of stealth ships departed Earth orbit. "Project Prometheus is away," reported Lieutenant Ben Walker, his fingers dancing across the control panel. "And the evacuation?" Reed asked. 87% complete. The lunar and Martian colonies are receiving refugees as planned." Reed nodded. They had prepared for this eventuality from the moment humans had deciphered the Council's true intentions. The Phoenix Protocol wasn't just a military response, it was the calculated survival of humanity. On the Council homeworld of Terrace, High Commander Vorn received troubling reports. The human delegation had formally withdrawn from the Council, but strangely, they had done so without protest. More concerning were the subsequent communications blackouts from multiple Council outposts near human space. "They are simply retreating to lick their wounds," his advisor Krell suggested. "Humans are emotional creatures. They will return when their resources are depleted." Vorn was not convinced. Something about the human withdrawal felt orchestrated, deliberate. Unlike previous species who had begged and pleaded when faced with resource extraction, the humans had simply disappeared. His concerns were validated 3 days later when the first Council world went dark. The Earthship Retribution hovered silently above the Council mining colony on Proxima B. Captain Lisa Tanner observed the bustling activity below. The Council had stripped this world of its original inhabitants decades earlier. "All personnel are in position," reported her second-in-command, Jack Brown. "Defense systems have been neutralized." Tanner nodded. "Begin evacuation of the slave workforce. Once complete, implement Phase 2. Humanity had discovered something the Council had never anticipated. Their entire communication network relied on a specific type of quantum entanglement that could be disrupted by devices humans called silence generators. With these deployed, Council forces couldn't call for help or coordinate a response. For the first time in Council history, their carefully controlled empire was fracturing. 3 weeks after the ultimatum, Vorn stood before an emergency session of the Council's inner circle. Half the seats were empty, their occupants unable to attend due to the growing crisis. "The humans are not behaving according to predicted patterns," he admitted. "They have liberated 17 mining colonies and disabled 32 communication hubs. Our fleet is scattered and unable to coordinate." An elder council member rose. "How can a primitive species cause such damage?" They were never primitive, Vorn replied. We underestimated them because they did not follow our technological path. While we focused on biological manipulation and quantum communication, they perfected warfare. The chamber doors burst open as a junior officer rushed in. High Command, we've lost contact with the Homeworld Defense Fleet. Admiral Reed stood on the bridge of the Earth flagship Vindication as it dropped out of stealth above Terrace. Alongside floated 300 ships of varying sizes, the combined might of humanity's hidden fleet. Council defenses are blind to our presence, General Hall reported from her position beside him. The silence generators are functioning perfectly. Reed nodded grimly. Open a direct channel to their high command. Vorn's face appeared on the main screen, his normally composed, features twisted with confusion. This is Admiral Thomas Reed of Earth's United Defense Force. You attempted to destroy our world through your extraction protocol. We have disabled your communications, your fleet, and now hold your homeworld under our weapons. Vorn's large eyes blinked rapidly. What do you want? The immediate liberation of all subjugated species. A complete restructuring of the Council under new leadership that includes representatives from all worlds, and reparations for the 27 civilizations you've destroyed. And if we refuse? Reed leaned forward. We are not like you. We don't destroy worlds for resources. But make no mistake, we will dismantle your empire piece by piece if necessary. The war that wasn't lasted less than a month. The Council, faced with the first true resistance in its history, crumbled rapidly. Without their communication network and with their leadership in disarray, system after system surrendered to the human fleet. Most remarkable to the former Council leaders was humanity's restraint. Despite having the power to destroy their civilization, humans instead chose reconstruction. They liberated slave populations, redistributed technology, and established a new interstellar coalition based on mutual benefit, rather than exploitation. 6 months after the Council's ultimatum, Reed stood before the newly formed Galactic Alliance, representatives of 43 species filling the chamber that once housed only the Council elite. Humanity was pushed to the brink, he told the Assembly. We answered cruelty not just with fire but with justice. The stars belong to all of us, and together we will build something better than what came before. As he spoke, ships were already departing Earth, carrying the technology to restore water to worlds the Council had left barren. Humanity had answered fire with fire, and then with something the Council never understood: compassion.